Hello, hello. Welcome to another session of Live Talking Blues. Live Talking Blues TV right here for you. Now, listen, our next guest is a man that has been called the King of Grit for his unusual mix of juke joint blues and cabaret. Now, his rich, quirky, and inspired down home blues became well known to the blues audience through his work with the legendary Louisiana Red. Would you please welcome from the green room, Little Victor? Come on in. What's happening, man?
Hello. Hey, Kat. Hello, everybody.
Hey. Hi, how you doing?
Pretty good.
But you started playing guitar. You started playing harp before guitar, though, didn't you? What you
Well,
did
my
first?
first instrument, I couldn't play anything. I was singing. I remember I was singing when I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
I was singing in the 50s rock and roll band called the Sunbeams, and we
That's
did
right.
everything out of the Sun Records catalog.
Uh-huh.
But after a couple, I couldn't really sing, but I was good looking. I had the big palm, I have the moves. But then I learned. So, because in the band, they were all great musicians, and nobody was really a singer or a frontman. So, after a couple of years, I got quite good.
Yeah.
And I realized that what I really loved was the blues, was the stuff Sam Phillips recorded at his studio in Memphis, 706 Union Avenue, before Elvis ever walked in.
That's right. Yeah, before Elvis became, before he even. So you're saying that Sam Phillips what did Elvis copy him, or did he get some of his?
Well, Sam Phillips moved to Memphis, Tennessee, because he wanted to record black musicians, especially blues guys, great blues guys. So he opened a studio, and that wasn't called was called the Memphis Recording Service. And it did some work for label as Chess in Chicago or RPM in California. It was recording all the black blues guys he could find. Actually, what he really liked was the gritty blues, the gut bucket stuff. It would go to Church Park, and that's how we spotted, Dr. Ross or all the gritty guys.
Whoa.
So he was doing that. And if you listen to the early blues recordings, man, he recorded some of the best music ever. He didn't want to record white guys. He got Howlin' Wolf signed. As soon as Howlin' Wolf had a break, he left for Chicago. Sam Phillips, B.B. King, he left, The thing is, black artists, as soon as they could get a hit or a break, they will leave the South and they will go up north looking for better conditions,
Better conditions. Can you blame them? I don't know. Because,
Well, some of them got disappointed because actually Jim Crow was everywhere. A lot of folks nowadays think that was only in the South, but actually segregation was all over in America, of course.
This is true.
Was particularly bad in Mississippi and Tennessee. So when Elvis walked in, Sam Phillips said, he's a white guy, but he looks like a black guy. He dresses like one of them, same hair. It's very shyish. So, he knew if he could have this music played by a white guy, was something the world hadn't seen before, and the rest is history. I'm collecting records. I just did a compilation called Elvis Stole My Job, and features all the black artists Elvis kind of copied or, got inspired from and all that. Because let's face it, when Elvis came on national television in January 1956, wow, was a big shock for the world,
I know.
But actually, before Elvis, only black guys would perform this type of music.
I know.
Moving like that, dressing like that,
Yeah,
of course,
that's right.
Harry Glover, a lot of black producer and our A&R man. Elvis was a mild version of Wynonie Harris. Wynonie Harris had the curled lips and was doing it in the 40s, and probably Elvis just saw him live and copied the moves, You gotta know Elvis was a big gospel fan. And
that's right.
When you have a church, especially down south, I feel the Holy Ghost. I feel it, That's the way a country preacher will move during
He would go to the black churches, though, Elvis, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Well, he used to go to white church, but black churches and quartets were actually copies of black church. Even the material was the same stuff. You had the white version and the black version. It's like Pat Boone doing Tutti Frutti, But hey, Little Richard was always grateful because Pat Boone opened doors for him and other black guys. So
so did the Rolling Stones for a lot of black musicians over in Europe, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah. But
you don't think so?
They didn't send thing back. I mean, the Rolling Stones had Muddy Waters opening for them in the 70s. Without him, they wouldn't have no name for the band and nothing to play on the first 3 albums.
Oh, yeah. So, this is true. I know.
So, okay. I have, I think 2 different ways about these guys. They did a lot for the blues. They did a lot for themselves. They become multi-billionaire, and they gave peanuts, like the crumbs off the table, to black guys,
I know. And some of them died penniless, some of the black blues.
Oh, yeah, I know. But, it's the same thing with classical artists as Chopin. Chopin died poor. Bernstein became a millionaire playing his music, Van Gogh, the painter, he never sold a painting while he was living. He died poor. Right. And, he sold the painting, but then the man wanted the money back because the wife didn't like it. So he almost had.
Sold the painting.
But, let's talk about other things. So when I was 16, I realized that what I really liked was the blues, and I started to play harmonica. And
so you take that harmonica onto a microphone.
Yeah. Because I was singing, and I was born with ADD, ADHD, dyslexia, and all kind of stuff. So I wasn't very manual, but harmonica was pretty good with my mouth and my tongue. So hey, this is for me. And I played with a lot of black guys down in Memphis, Tennessee. I used to spend summer holidays in Memphis. My cousin lived there. My cousin, Kyle Falco, he has art, bluesabilly band called Panther Burns, inspired the Cramps, Nick Cave, and all these guys in the 70s, early 80s.
Oh, really?
But before becoming a musician, it was filming. He had a company called Televista. He filmed R.L. Burnside in his juke joint in 1972, but he called it honky tonk. Honky tonk and juke joint is the same. But nowadays, people assume juke joint is blues joint, and honky tonks were country western white joints. But But a honky tonk could be black or white. Could play blues. Same thing for a juke joint. You have white juke joints where people would play country music. So
which is honky tonk. And then
honky tonk, if you see it online, that's what my cousin filmed, was R.L. Burnside in his honky tonk or juke joint. And every song lasted 20 minutes. I remember first time I went to his juke joint, actually, the songs were endless. It was like, wow, like African music, I lived in Paris and have a lot of African friends from Africa, and they have those gathered around. Music starts about 5 p.m. and it lasts until 6 a.m. the next morning. It's like, wow.
I'm telling you. I mean, listen, so what did you call Little Victor's juke joint? The band? That was just
Well, because I wanted people to give him a name, of course. Number one was marketing, because when you're only Little Victor on the poster, you put Little Victor. Little Victor's Juke Joint Blues. Okay, you're ready to get, hey.
I got you.
And also, I wanted people to know what type of music I do, So Little Victor's Juke Joint, you get pretty much the idea,
Well, we got you on a video playing with Louisiana Red and Little Victor's Juke Joint.
Oh yeah. Louisiana Red was one of my idols when I started,
your mentor.
When I was 13 or 15, I bought a copy of this record on roulette called The Little Down Front Porch Blues. I decided to play guitar. I never wanted to learn how to play guitar, actually. I just wanted to play what Louisiana Red plays on the record. So when I was 13, I became a Louisiana Red fan. When I was 24, I saw Red performing live. When I was 34, I started playing with him. It was actually singing in my band.
Let's have a look at this.
Yeah.
Thou shalt give a big rousing blues music award welcome to multiple nominees, Louisiana Red, and the band from back to the Black Bayou, Little Victor's Juke Joint.
This goes down from Louisiana to California.
I'm gonna tell you, hey, I am true. I wear my hands to the bone, baby, just to take the venue, to take the venue. Well, my mama told my daddy, baby,
All right. Oh Lord, yeah, this is the strongest song out of the album. First album I recorded with Red. I was his band leader and right-hand man for 8 years. I played with him from 2004, 2005 until he died.
Yeah,
and I always played with my band an opening set. I would do like 4 or 5 songs just to break the ice. And great. Also to make sure the monitor was okay, the sound the stage was good. So when the ice was broken and the crowd was kind of warm, now ladies and gentlemen, the star of the show, blah, blah, blah. And I used to play a song, of course, called Won't Be Back No More. And it goes like this. It's based on the classic Mississippi Catfish Blues theme, but everybody recorded it. Muddy Waters recorded She's Alright, Still a Fool, Rolling Stone, B.B. King called it Fishing After Me. It's like Renaissance painters. They all painted, Virgin Mary with baby Jesus, right? So
that's it.
I had a song that I used to do with the band before calling Red on stage.
Okay.
Here I'm going, yes I'm going, baby, don't you wanna go? Well, I'm living in the morning, won't be back, won't be back, won't be back no more, won't be back no more. So one night, Louisiana Red just walked on stage in the middle of the song, grabbed the mic, and started singing a different song, and that was Black Bayou, you know. So we recorded the song as Black Bayou, but we used my arrangement, so like this. So that makes my song different from the B.B. King version, the Muddy Waters version, etc. And the album was actually very successful. For some reason, started selling a lot. We sold over 55,000 copies. I mean, real records, not downloads back then.
Yeah, exactly. Well, 55,000 downloads don't get you nothing.
Now, hell, maybe for $1 million I can buy me some chewing gum. But,
that's it. I know.
Sure,
we can talk about that later. Let's talk about that later because that's craziness.
That was really unexpected because I also produced the record, you know, as a producer of the record, etc., etc.
So, what label was it on?
We did it for a small label called Blues Town, and that was in Norway. Norway is the biggest blues festival in the world.
That's it.
The Chicago Blues Festival is just as big, but Chicago Blues Festival is free. Northern Blues Festival, you got to pay a lot of money, like $200, $300. So, you know. And Roof Records in Germany, I think after the first 15,000 copies, wow, Roof Germany got hip to it. So it was actually Blues Town, the original label I had a deal with, released the masters to Roof Records, and Roof Records in Germany brought it to another level, you know.
Exactly.
But I think the album sold a lot in the alternative rock, you know, circuit that saw Red as the next R.L. Burnside, you know. So it took 2 years for the blues world to catch up with Back to the Black Bayou. We won a Grammy in Germany, not a blues Grammy, a real Grammy.
Real Grammy,
and the Record Critics Award. And when we won, for example, the Never Have Blues, I won with Herbert von Karajan and the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra. Johnny Cash, the last recordings, and then Little Victor and Louisiana Red, Back to the Black Bayou. Wow, something to make Mama proud.
That's it, definitely.
The equivalent of a Nobel Prize for Records called the how can I say? Oh yes, called the Grand Prix du Disque. So I won with Red. And I went to the ceremony at the Maison de la Radio. And, you know, I gave my invitation, but I was like, oh, Lord, they're gonna kick me out, you know. Oh, Lord. It's like, sure. But I was bona fide, and I sat beside Juliette Greco, the French chanteuse, and also Sonny Rollins, one for jazz, Tinari Wen, for world music. You know what I'm saying? I mean, wow.
I do.
And after 2 years, the blues world finally caught up with us. We had 4 stars on Rolling Stones magazine. And Red wanted me to read all the great reviews. Victor, how many stars we got? 4. Huh. What's the maximum? 5 stars. Oh, Victor, you produced me a shit record. I'm gonna get me something else. Hey, look, Red. I look, turn the page. To them, 5 stars is Michael Jackson Thriller Remastered.
Exactly. Okay.
We have 3 stars on Downbeat, you know, the jazz magazine.
That's it. Yeah. That's
How many
good.
stars we got, Victor? We got 3 stars. What's the maximum, Victor? 4 stars. Oh, man. You suck, man. I gotta get me. Okay, look, Brad. To them, 4 star is that. Miles Davis, Kind of Blue, 4 stars. Okay, maybe I'll keep you for the next album. So I was really glad because Louisiana Red moved to Germany, Hanover in the 80s, you know, but it never had the fame and the success it always deserved. Louisiana Red started to play in the late 40s. He recorded with John Lee Hooker, the Mighty Waters Band, Lil Walter, a lot of great guys, but it never got the recognition it really deserved. You know,
yes, I wonder why is that. Some of them just had the labels and the marketing and all that type of thing, and sometimes it's just luck as well.
Never stayed in one place long enough. You know, he had traveling feet, so it would record some, and they will move from Detroit to Chicago, do some recordings, go back to some other place. It was from Pittsburgh. I mean, he was born in, I think, in Alabama, but his grandma lived in Pittsburgh. So when he was 9, after he lived for 9 years in an orphanage home, he moved to Pittsburgh. But when he was 13, he went to work in Detroit at the Ford plant because he looked like was a big guy. He said he was 18, but he was 14 and a half, you know.
My goodness.
So he had a very interesting life, and Brad was one of my early idols, you know.
You said he's your mentors. Yeah.
And actually, I wanted to play guitar just to play what Louisiana Red played on that album called The Front Porch Lowdown Blues. You know?
I'd love to hear it, man. Absolutely love to
check it out on Roulette Record. Actually, Roulette Record was a rock and roll label. They didn't have blues guys.
Yeah.
But I met a lot of blues guys that say, you know, when I was a teenager, my first record was Louisiana Red, Ride on Red. It's a Civil Rights song. I left my home in Vicksburg, started traveling north. I made it to New Orleans when it was about civil rights. Right on to your freedom, make the northern state your home. So, and a lot of white kids, you know, they used to go to the record store and they used to buy everything on Roulette, you know, because that was a rock and roll label. So they bought Louisiana Red and they discovered the blues. Actually, I met a lot of
by
guys.
Accident. Yeah.
Yeah, by accident, they discovered blues thanks to Louisiana Red on Roulette. He had a song called Red Stream and allegedly sold more than 1 million, but he only had a coat, a bottle of bourbon, and a guitar for the recording. So, you know.
A coat, a bottle of bourbon, and a guitar. I love that.
Yeah, well, you know, better than a lot of guys, you know, hey. You know, if you would have recorded for Jeff Bezos, probably didn't have to. You would have to pay for the bourbon and the coke. You know?
Shall we have another look at a video of that? See,
this is I Ain't Got No Place to Go from the TV show I did on for national television in Spain a few years ago. They asked me to do 55 minutes of my own music. This is called Ain't Got No Place to Go.
Ain't Got No Place to Go. Okay, yeah, that's the next one. Okay, let's have a look.
Ain't got no place to go. Ain't got no place to go. Just got no place to go. Just put me out now.
I love when you do that.
Well, you know, yeah, thanks to back to the Black Bayou, I could move to Spain. I had a house at the beach in Barcelona, and TV3, which is national Spanish television, asked me to do a studio blues thing that was recorded live at the recording studio. 55 minutes of my own compositions, and that got me quite a lot from the Spanish guy. It's the Spanish BMI, you know. So every 6 months, I'm still getting money because it was broadcasted prime time, 10 o'clock. That's dinner time in Spain. Actually, early dinner in Spain.
Early dinner in Spain, that's right.
So the first time didn't earn me a lot of money, but you know, thanks to repeat, they still broadcast at like 2 o'clock in the morning when nobody really watches. It still makes me some right. Hey,
that's it.
All them Soniacs, everybody's still up at night, you know, in Catalonia. They've been, you know, watching this over and over again for the past 7-8 years. So
I bet I know some people over there who definitely watched it. You ever heard of Lito Blues Band, Lito Fernandez? But that's more Andalusia. That's more
right. No, Blues Andalus. No. But I played in Andalusia. I'm playing at the Rock and Race. I headline at. I was the headliner at the Mijas Blues Festival a little while ago.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I know.
Story about the song, you know, I used to play with Hubert Sumlin. Hubert, he was a guitar player for Howlin' Wolf for 20 years until he died, you know. And I remember Hubert couldn't drive. Back then I could drive. Now I got hit by a fan. I lost peripheral sight. You know, looks good on the, was a ceiling fan. I used to be a pretty wild performer, so I would climb on top of counters. And I remember at the Wakers Roadhouse, that was in 93, you know, They had a big old ceiling fan, American, you know, big old iron.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
It was off, but everybody was smoking back then, you know, in the 90s.
Yeah.
So some wise guy just turned on the fan, and I got hit by a fan, but, you know, it was like like a horror movie. You know, I had blood all over the thing. But people did not believe it because I used to fake heart attacks. I had stretchers, you know, taking me with the ambulance. Just say, oh, it's probably another trick, but no. So it looks good on my body, you know. Little Victor got hit by a fan, but it was a ceiling fan. So I'm blind as a bat.
No, it's funny when you say you got hit by a fan. I thought you got a fan, you know, like an audience, you know, music fan.
You know, so
not a twirly fan. I thought you meant a human fan.
When I could drive, I think you were stumbling. You know, it was an avid drinker, so he lived in Austin. When I lived in Austin, Texas, I played with Hubert Sumlin, and I had to drive him around, you know, because he couldn't drive. So I had. When you play with the Mole Blues guys, it's not just you play with a musician, you know. It's like playing with your grandpa. You got to make sure it sits next to the toilet. It's got his pills. It's got his Bible. Yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like Red or, you know, hey, you have to pee-pee. No, I don't have to pee-pee. We cannot stop. No. Okay. You know, 20 minutes. Have to pee-pee. Oh, Lord. You know, same thing. So, you know.
Yeah.
So Hubert played with Holland Wolf, and I remember he used to come to Austin, and he had a guest spot with everybody who played anthems, and I had a Wednesday nights at anthems for a while. So we became friends, and it would every time he would come back to town, it would say, "Victor, man, can you come?" And I was driving him around, and he would, you know, let me play harmonica with him. I learned so much just looking at him. He never gave me formal lessons, but you know, when you play harmonica, you okay, this is E, okay, A. I just absorbed the mojo, the thing, you know.
You sure
and
did.
And a funny story. One night, Hubert was booked, offered, and I just went down there, you know, just to see him. Hey, Hubert. Oh, Victor, man. Hubert never was a singer. He was mumbling something on the mic. Said, Victor, man, do you have your harmonicas? Yeah. Do you know any of Wolf's number? Yeah, I know the Mole, but I don't sing like Wolf. Say, well,
nobody sing like Wolf
either. So I went down there, I paid my ticket, and I ended up working for free, playing harmonica and singing. And I remember No Place to Go is actually a ripoff for Holland Wolf. The bird never long way from home. The bird never long way from home. Oh, mystery, man, please don't do me wrong. But I couldn't remember the lyrics, so I made up something on the spot, and that became I Ain't Got No Place to Go, because I couldn't remember Cowboy. I never actually, I recorded it in California with Kim Wilson and all these guys, but I never issued. So maybe next album I'll do a song. But I love Hubert, man.
Yeah, man.
Hubert, after a gig, said, Victor, man, I'm going to have Night Mercy finally 3 o'clock in the morning. Said, Hubert, I'm going to have Night Mercy. Eat now. Oh, man, I got to get me some FOOD. Okay. But
FOOD.
I know a place, and you knew all the place. So I'm going Austin Q Club, open all night, you know, open all night. But the guy at the grill was going home, you know. Oh man, I'm here with Hubert Sumlin, you know, the guy who played with Holland Wolf, Mighty Waters, Jimmy Reed. So man, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't care if you're here with Jesus. I'm going home. Oh, please, you know, so I give him $10 tips. The guy, okay, puts the tablecloth on, puts the grill on again. And Hubert couldn't really read or write so well. was taking a awful long time reading the menu, you know, like
that's it.
Say, Uber, order your food fast. You know, we're gonna get. And the guy was sharpening the knife.
That's it.
And one thing about Uber, I love the man. You know, when the food came, no matter what it was, Uber would go, Victor, that's not what I ordered. Uber, shut up and eat.
Eat, exactly. Oh man, some great characters in some of those blues artists.
Oh yeah,
such great. And you've traveled all over the world. It seems like you and lived in quite a few places as well.
I've been around the block, Kat.
You sing the blues the way it's been given to you. That's your blues. That's your interpretation. That's how you feel it. That's how you sing it. You know. That's why. I mean, the blues is for everybody.
Amen.
It is for everybody. Now, tell me a little bit about the Blues Kitchen sessions. Is that the Blues Kitchen here in London?
Yeah, when I moved to England, you know, after Back to the Black Bayou, I lived in Spain for a while. I did this TV show, and thanks to the money from the TV show, before moving to England, because they had a big crisis, money was bad, etc. I got a gig at the Blues Kitchen, and they shot this video.
I read that wrong the first time. I was jumping ahead of myself.
I can't hear it, but
let's have a little listen. Oh, okay. Have a little listen.
You look just like a queen. You look just like somebody else in a dream. Louanne, tell me what kind of girl are you? You never crazy about your woman. Well, to broke my heart too. You can part your life, you can part your dead, and you don't drink never, darling, about your tender still lemonade. Louanne, tell me what kind of girl are you? You have crazy about your woman, I just don't like the way you do.
Wow. You play that electric guitar just like his son. You play an electric guitar like acoustic, don't you?
Yeah, well, mostly yes. You know, I've never learned how to like bending the strings since B.B. King came along. Seems like it's the only way to play blues guitar, but actually not.
No.
You know, unfortunately, we see the blues from the rock guy's standpoint. You know, if Eric Clapton could fake it, oh yeah, that's blues. Eric Clapton could not play this shit. When he plays Robert Johnson, it's ridiculous. He plays with a pick. I mean, come on. So, okay, everything is, if the Rolling Stones like it, or if Eric Clapton or the rock guys in the 60s and the 70s, the rock stars who made billions copying the blues, you know. So if it was okay in their, that's why Clarence Gaffmouth Brown, who was one of the best guitar player ever, It's not in the book because, the Rolling Stones could not play his music, or Eric Clapton could not copy his guitar playing. So it's not in the book.
Yeah.
But, so I never really even tried to play like B.B. King, because when it started, you would go anywhere to any blues jam or, a guitar center or a pound shop, and everybody was playing the B.B. King thing. And it's funny because I read an interview, actually, was on this book, Blues All Around Me. B.B. King said, I could never play guitar like this. Before B.B. King, a guitar player had to play 3 parts of guitar. And B.B. King used to go and watch Sonny Boy Williamson play with Robert Jr. Lockwood, and say, oh man, I could never play guitar. But he had strong fingers, and he was listening to the counter radio stations from Nashville. And, he didn't know the steel guitar, the lap steel was a guitar. I mean, he thought the lap steel was a guitar, so he was trying to copy the country lap steel sound and play like this, But it only plays that. And you say, I never consider myself a blues guitar player. I always.
What would you teach your students? What would you teach one of your students if they wanted to learn the blues?
Number 1, play out of tune. Don't you ever play with a 440 tuner, because that's the Nazi tuning. There was no 440 hertz, that.
So what do you tune in?
I'm tuning in low C. My E is a C.
I see.
I learned how to play in A and E. My singing is better. If you're a white boy and I know a few white guys, they were born with the gift. They open the mouth and they sound like the shit, Me, man, I opened my mouth, I sound like Pee Wee Herman. So it was a long way to sound, acceptable. And you don't have to sing like Wolf or this type of guys. Muddy Waters wasn't singing, was talking to you. Whoa, yeah, Latin Hopkins was talking. Robert Johnson was talking. Slim Harpo almost sounded white, and he was singing through the nose because he had no pipes. Billy Boy Arnold, Jimmy Reed. So all this fake tough guy vocal. This was like from the 70s guy, like, I don't know, man. Who's the guy? The guy from Sheffield, the British guy with the beard. Lord, I can think.
Sheffield.
I never listened to any of that. Joe Cocker. Yeah, it was forcing it. It could have probably sounded, I don't know, for my money, it probably would have sounded better without forcing it. You don't force it.
Yeah, I thought he just had that kind of style.
Well, he was a big Ray Charles fan, of course.
Yes, of course.
But then I think the drinks and the loud music, the guys behind him played pretty loud, so probably he had to scream to hear.
That's it.
I never got into the rock blues thing or the white guys. I'm sorry, I know.
We're good. Listen,
I'm white myself, but you know what? My guitar doesn't know it.
Yeah, I know. But again, your soul doesn't have any color. You know what I mean?
No. As long as you sound credible. But I totally skipped the rock blues thing, the white guys, hippies playing the blues. To me, I started with the real thing, And when you know the real thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Well, but it was a long trip because I had to sound credible and I didn't have the pipe. So I had to find a way around it. Like Dr. John. Dr. John, he found a way around it so it could be cool and credible. My biggest problem with white folks doing blues was the singing. They could sound like the shit when they play guitar and harp. Man, I didn't like no white person singing blues, to be honest. When Elvis was singing a blues song, And it was rock and roll, rockabilly. It was cool, but it wasn't blues no more. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about how you play. Can you play your audience, Live Talking Blues audience, a song? Let's solo it. Just play us a song through whatever you like.
Always played the bass with my thumb. Sorry, I never played this guitar. I cannot play electric where I live.
Thank you for that, because I really want to hear just a little bit of your playing. You know, it's so gorgeous.
Well, you know, if I play with the band, I actually play the same thing, but, you know, I have other guys. I don't change anything, like Muddy Waters or John Lee Hooker, Lightning Hopkins. They'll play the same way, you know, because to learn acoustic guitar solo, so they just bought a guitar, an electric, and an amp, because when they moved to the big town, you know, playing acoustic on street corner or bars, you know, they weren't cutting it. So they got an amplifier, an electric guitar, but they basically play the same thing, you know. And I'm trying to keep this going. I learned directly from Uncle Ben Perry. I was playing for tips down on Beale Street, you know, Church Park. That was called Hamden Park. And I played with Uncle Ben. He only played in the key of E and the key of A.
Really?
So, you know, only have 2 keys, and I bought him a capo. Say, Uncle Ben, you know, if you put a capo, you can play in F and G. Oh, yeah, thank you. He put it in his guitar case. After 2 weeks, you know, he never used it. Say, Uncle Ben, you know, what about trying the capo? Oh, I'm not going to choke my baby guitar with this motherfucker. He opened the little thing. He had 7 or 8. And he said, you know, Victor, when I was younger, when I was your age, I used to play every key. Bad mistake. You know, if I don't get it in A, I'll get it in E. If I don't get it in A and I don't get it in E, I'll leave it alone.
Leave it alone. That's it.
He said, you know, when you play every key, you are wasting your talent. You're wasting your energy. Yeah. Elmer James only sang in 1 key, in the key of D. So when he would hit and play in D, when he would hit that D, well, Lord have mercy. So back then, I didn't know what it meant. But now, you know, because I try and say, hey, he was right. I play in E and A, I put a capo, or I put it in open D or Wasipol or whatever it is. And, you know, less is more. But, you know, when you're young, you know, like a young puppy.
Well, yeah.
You're still learning. Yeah. Now I know less is more. Yeah. If I don't get it in E, I'll get it in A.
That's it, man.
Well, my E is actually a C natural, and my A it's an F natural.
Okay.
So actually, a lot of black guys would tune a half step down, you know, or a full step down. On the blues forum, I hear, oh, this guy probably the 78 doesn't turn right, blah, because they go with the tuner for 40 hertz, and that was introduced by the Nazis. Hitler really liked his Wagner in 440.
You're kidding.
And when all the Nazis, we decided not to hang to fight communism, moved to America, you know, Nazi scientists that help us winning the Cold War. They were in Reagan's cabinet until the late 80s. All these guys, all Nazis, that instead of hang, we hired. You know, hang or hire. We killed 3 or 4, but the big guys, the big Nazi guys, moved to America and lived, hallelujah. Yeah, great.
Jesus Christ.
So those guys helped introduce the 440 hertz tuner, but before that, tuning was 438, 442. So I don't like Nazis. I'm sorry, I don't think
that's quite all right. That's quite all right. We don't get too political or too religious on here.
No, I don't like the 440 standard. It's not natural. I like the lower keys, or when you listen to old guys, especially blues solos, they didn't tune with the tuner. They tune with a bird passing by. Or with the train whistle.
The train. I love that train on the harmonica. Yes, exactly.
Of course, when a scientist 70 years later go with a modern tuner, it wasn't tuned. Maybe the 78,000 spin right, whatever. Let them talk.
Yeah. So you're focusing more on production at the moment as opposed to more touring.
To be honest, after I moved to Spain and they had an economic crisis, and I lived in Barcelona. They had the Catalan independence with clashes. Say, I want to move out. Yeah. I was like a polar bear. I'm following the ice. I've been living all my life. I lived in Germany. I lived in France. I lived in in the States too, but in the States, to be honest, I went back to the States for a while, but man, it's very hard to make a living playing the type of music I play, It's like
why is that? Because there's so many.
When I lived in France, I was an artist, Monsieur l'Artiste. I like that.
L'Artiste, yes.
And in France, whenever you're not gigging, they give you 70 or 80% of what you're making. So,
that's right. They do support the artists. Yeah, they do support.
And I had a status. Hey, I won a Grammy in France. Come on.
Yeah.
In America, here you're $50. You pay for your drinks. You play from 8 to 2, no breaks. Bring the PA. Yeah, great.
I get you. Yeah, I get you.
So, Kat, after 25 years living in Europe and be paid good money, and in Europe, you get open bar. When I play, they hire a sound man. They put me and my guys in a nice hotel. They pay for my hotel flights. They pick me up at the airport. They take, in the States, oh, Lord. Same here.
Really?
You play, you pay for your beers, you bring the PA. Yeah, you don't even get a pack of, potato chips for free.
Potato chips, the peanuts.
Free. We have water from the toilet. Here's a glass.
Oh, no, Victor. Listen, don't.
I had that. Well, Okay.
I want to get your information out to people, but before that, I want to have a look at Blind Man Boogie. Let's have it on stage.
Cool.
Patsy, can we have a look at that one? I want to see that. That's you live on stage, man. Cool.
Here's a little song about a blind man. No!
right. That was recorded live in Paris, and it was early in the morning. It was on a Sunday, and I had a gig. I went to bed at 4 the night before. You know, I cannot sing before 1 p.m. I tried. I'm in the studio at 9. Just won't come out.
Yeah, I can hear that. Blah, man. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
We had no sound check, no nothing, just a line check. They had 7 other bands, so basically, you know, I was wasn't my amp or anything. I just plugged in and I tuned after the second song.
Yeah. I love how you got your mic, how the mic is taped onto your.
I first started like Jimmy Reed acoustic, but I couldn't get the electricity. So I figured, I saw a one-man band called Joe Hill Lewis, you know, and it had like a harmonica mic taped, duct tape on it. And I remember when I was a kid, I used to go and see Ezekiah and the House Rockers. My uncle was managing them. David Evans, University of Memphis, Dr. David Evans. He wrote a lot of books, you know, on blues, etc. And I remember Ezekiah early was a big guy. He was playing stand-up drums, and he was singing, and he had a harmonica taped with electrician tape to the mic stand. So he would sing, he would do drum solo while playing the harmonica.
That's it.
And I said, wow. So I decided to duct tape actually my, they say stylus in gold, but duct tape is silver. So I've been duct taping a harmonica mic. I use a green bullet. I try lighter mics because my neck starts to hurt after all these years.
Oh, see,
I really like the sound of the short green bullet, you know, like the very heavy mic. So I tried lighter mics for my neck, but the sound ain't there.
I got you. Hey, Victor, tell me a little bit about the your DJing, and you've been collecting 45 since 1977.
45 since 1978. It's been
what's the Coco Mojo label?
Yeah, okay. I used to DJ, you know, spin my blues and rhythm and blues records. I mostly have black music from the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, you know. I haven't had a lot of 78s, but the break, they're very hard. You cannot DJ with 78s, the break. You need a different arm tone, so.
That's right.
And I've been spinning records for a long time. It was like an extra thing, you know. But money was really good in the 80s and the 90s because nobody had those records. And, you know, nowadays everybody is everything, you know.
Well, they can get them all online and everything now. You just go over to Spotify and all that sort of thing, isn't it?
Know. So nowadays... in the 90s, I decided to focus more on my musical career, and I kind of stopped. But I think I used to make tapes, cassette tapes from the decks, you know, at my DJ sets, and these tapes burned up and dubbed and dubbed and bootleg, even end up on bootleg CDs.
Really?
And the tapes will go for $100. Man, give me 20 and I'll make you a new one, you know.
Jeez.
So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So I think about 5 or 6 years ago, Racconteur Records in the UK got bought off by Rhythm Bomb in Germany, and they asked me to do a few compilations, to compile a few albums with stuff from my record collection, you know. Stuff that you never heard on CD or LPs and stuff. So I decided, and I used my old avatar, DJ Mojo Man.
DJ Mojo, that's it.
Yeah, I used to dress up with a casual, stage makeup, a turban, a cape, you know, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
And I was expecting to do maybe 10 or 20, right? So they created a label called Coco Mojo Records. So far, I compiled 110 albums. It's quite a lot.
That is quite a lot. I hope the royalties are good on that, as well. You know
well, okay. Shut up, Victor. I'll take the fifth. No, it ain't the money, but it's some extra, when you do 110, I'll do
you're
10
an entertainer. You get it from everywhere where you just entertain the people, and that's the great thing about.
That's why I decided when I moved to England, because I was tired of touring. Kat, it's very hard to travel with guitars and amps and pedals and harmonicas and bring records and bring the clothes. So I decided to slow down. I decided to focus more on production. That was when I first moved to England. And I produced like my friend Hardlock Brown, Canadian James Harmon. We did a very successful record with Rusty Zinn and Charlie Musselwhite called Traveling with the Blues. The album did really great. I produced a tribute to Little Walter called The Blues of Little Walter. I produced Jerry Roll Man. I produced Juke and Gal and the Jackknife. I produced a trio from Holland called Little Hat. All great guys. I used to watch a TV show. I don't know if you know that. When I was touring, I was 4 o'clock in the morning trying to go to sleep. I was zapping around, and they had a show called Extremely Looking. They take this girl. She doesn't look hot. She got thick glasses, bad hair, acne, bad teeth. And they give her a nice haircut, facial makeup, good. Wow. And she looks wonderful. I say, if I can do this with music, so
exactly,
I can make anybody sound great on record. Anybody.
So, have you got access? Can we go to your website?
Well, my website, to be honest, needs some serious updating. But www.littlevictormusic.com. But most of my prizes and awards are actually on Wikipedia, Little Victor,
That's
you have Wikipedia. Some of my compilations, you have all my productions, except maybe Little Hat and a couple of more.
Okay.
Older records I played on, produced, etc., etc. The thing is, nowadays you don't sell CDs no more, Kat.
I know.
So nobody's willing to put 6,000-7,000 for a producer. They go to the studio, they cut the live set, and they let the studio guy who likes Metallica or God knows what do the mix.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
It's like a Quentin Tarantino movie without Quentin. The cameraman, and the costumer wrote the script. So I decided to go more into compilations because that artist can't complain.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, if I can produce records, I produce my compilations. I'm working on a new album. I did a record called Deluxe Lo-Fi, and that was recorded in mono lo-fi. To me, lo-fi is like the black and white version of hi-fi, like color and black and white.
Yeah.
And
can they find you on Spotify? Sorry, I was going to see where people can get.
I hate
get a hold
Spotify.
of things.
I know it's on Spotify. It's a necessary evil because if you're not on Spotify, promoters and club owners don't even consider you. They pay me micro cents. I got 12 albums there. 0.000.2 microcents. So I understand record companies don't make money, but Spotify, this guy are making billions.
I know
they
are.
Even pay peanuts. So somebody should do something.
They're trying, I think they are trying to do something. They're trying to do
hard enough.
They're not trying hard enough. I know, exactly. But if we go to your website and we can get your audience to see you there, are you going to be doing anything live in the near
buy
future?
My records from me, Little Victor. I'm on everyone.
Okay.
Little Victor at hotmail.com. Buy my, Kat, Louisiana Red, Passed Away, Muddy Waters died, Jolly Hooker left us, and to be honest with you, I don't feel too good myself today.
Okay.
So please buy my music while I'm still living.
While you still going. That's right, man. That's right.
The best thing is to buy music directly from the artist. So, you know, the music goes to the artist. When you buy from Amazon or platforms, we're not getting anything.
That's it. Okay, fine. That's so you can email your Little Victor, but on Facebook you're called Victor Mac, though, aren't you?
Little Victor Mac. Yeah, my name, Victor Mac. I have a fan page on Never Go Little Victor, but email is littlevictor@hotmail.com.
littlevictor@hotmail.com, you guys. Let's get that.
I'm featured on Old Music Guide, the Michelin Guide for Musician. Somebody put me on Wikipedia, etc.
We're gonna have to close anyway soon, Little Victor. Victor Mac, Mr. Victor Mac. So you go over to the YouTube and it'd be Little Victor on YouTube, or you can go to at your email or at your Hotmail, littlevictor.com. Email him at Gmail, littlevictor@gmail.com.
No, Little Victor Hotmail. I'm old school.
Hotmail, Little Victor Hotmail. Yes, littlevictor@hotmail.com. Definitely, we can get in touch with you.
Come
Fabulous
to my shows.
historical
I'm
man
playing
while
at
he's
the
still here.
Bootlegger tonight in Brighton. I'm playing at the Blues Weekend Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, say that again, because I was talking over you. Say it again.
Tonight I'm doing my hootenanny at the Bootlegger Bar in Brighton. Then I'm playing Saturday and Sunday at the Blues Weekend, you know, at the Bison Beach Bar, and I'm playing Sunday night at Shorts Bar in Camptown. So, you know.
In Camptown, yeah. Well, we're going to have to make it over to Brighton to come see you, because I got some mates.
Yeah, come on down.
I would definitely come on down. I'm going to hit one of your hootenannies. Won't be this weekend, because I'm going to rest up a little bit. You know, I've been crazy.
Welcome. And let me
Thank
know.
you so much. So listen, guys.
Thank you for having me here. Thanks to Patsy. Thank you, Kat. And you know,
let's say hello to Patsy. Hey, Patsy, what's happening?
Hello. You'll take care now.
Okay, Patsy, take us home. See you, Victor.